Welcome back, guys, to the Equity Podcast. My name is Barrett Bryan, co-owner of Equity Fitness. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to talk about Inner Scorecard today. This is actually, I think, where I originally heard this was from a quote from Warren Buffett, actually. And I actually have the quote up here, so I'm just going to read it real quick. And he's obviously talking about investing, but I think, well, we'll get into it. Let me read it. The big question about how people behave is whether they've got an inner scorecard or an outer scorecard. It helps if you can. It helps if you can be satisfied with an inner scorecard, and that is Warren Buffett, and he's talking about investing. But I think for us, we can use that as well. It's very easy in the gym to look at the outer scorecard. What do we mean by outer scorecard? That's all the externals, the leaderboard, the other people that have been doing this for extended periods of time that can do things that you can't do. Just looking and comparing yourself to everybody else. That's the outer scorecard. Versus the inner scorecard. What are you in here trying to do? If you're here for health, to be able to walk upstairs without breathing heavy, to chase your kids around the yard, to be able to live your life, to do the things that you want to do, to go for hikes and do that type of thing, versus somebody who might be in here and likes the competitive side of things and is trying to be competitive on a local scene or higher. If you're comparing yourself to them, you two are playing two different games, right? You're playing the game of long-term health and longevity, and somebody else is playing the game of trying to be competitive. And that's comparing two things that shouldn't be compared, because you have two different goals. In the investing world, what he talks about is like a lot of times long-term investors, people that have 401ks, or taking tips from day traders. They're doing two different things. Some person is trying to turn something around quickly, where somebody else is looking at the long term. And it's not that one is necessarily right or wrong. It's just that they're different. So if you're comparing yourself to those, it's apples and oranges. It's just not the same. When we start looking at the leaderboard, starting in more of the gym stuff, is if we're looking at the leaderboard, why are we looking at it? If it's something that is always bringing you down, it's always a negative source, you shouldn't even be looking at it. And if you're just worried about being healthy, you probably don't even need to look at it, right? There's no point. If you're looking at it and feeling bad, if you're feeling jealous, I think you're using the outer scorecard. One way that you can use it is a form of inspiration. You should not feel down on yourself because you can't do those things. You should feel inspired because if somebody else can do it, you are capable of doing that thing as well. That's very similar to a Marcus Aurelius quote that I see all the time. It's, know that if it is humanly possible, that you are capable. If you put that effort in, we can get there. It should be a form of inspiration, not a form of jealousy. Can I get there? Or you just don't look at it at all because it's not important to you. This other part, we kind of I mentioned it before, but understanding what you're working towards. What's your why? Why are you in here? When you understand that and you can internalize that, looking at others, looking at anything else at that outer scorecard all of a sudden shouldn't matter, because you really understand why you're doing it. And when you start from that place, the outer stuff can start sinking away, where you don't have that jealousy or that anxiety, or that feeling that you're not good enough, because you're working towards what you're working at. The other thing is, the last thing I'll mention is, it's not about the results. Yes, we all have goals, but goals aren't about the goal. Goals are about the people we become in the process in trying to obtain those goals. If you're constantly just knocking down all your goals, you're probably not shooting high enough, and you're not reaching the potential that you really have. What we want to be proud of is our effort. We want to be proud of our process. We want to be proud of our growth. I don't hit PRs a lot. If I only got satisfaction out of seeing that gold star, I wouldn't be working out every day. What I am proud of is the effort I get in. If you ever look at my comments on a thing, I generally only I talk about my effort. We had a push jerk workout the other day and burpee box jumps, and I was frustrated because of my lack of execution and effort on the AMRAP part. But then the jerk part, I executed really well, and I timed out all of my jumps just right, and it went really well. Be proud of the person you become trying to reach your goals. If you hit the goal or not, that's not super important, because hopefully what happens is, if you start getting close to it, you start moving that. You move that goal before you even reach the one that you initially attended. If you have a goal out there, something audacious, you're probably gonna, in order to get to that audacious goal, you have to become somebody else. You have to change your identity. And that's what it's about. You're probably going to get farther with that audacious goal than just having a very obtainable goal. Right, let's wrap it up. Instead of looking outside, look inside. What's your inner scorecard? Why are you doing this? What brings you happy? What brings you happiness? What are you working towards? What makes you proud? Is it your effort? Is it the process? Is it your growth? Or is it just seeing that gold star? Hopefully it's the first one. I hope this helps. What are your inner scorecards? What are you constantly looking at? What is a scorecard that you can be keeping track of at the end of every day? What's something that, if you were to do it every day, would help you reach to where you want to get? Let me know. You guys, I love hearing it. So shoot me an email or message me. Cheers.